All praises to the Most High Elohim. We give him glory, praise, and honor. Here we are once again before for the audience. Wherever y'all deem to see these lessons, we give him praise and we honor him. We know the enemy is really against this channel, many of the channels that bringing forth the word of the Most High. Hallelujah. It looked like immediately when we finished, I don't even know if they even you get a chance to see it once it's done. But it doesn't matter. The word's still going out. For those that catch it, catching. Those that don't, we can't worry about it. Trust me, y'all will allow it to be shown to who he need to hear these messages. So we give y'all praise and glory. We honor him tonight. We thank him for all his goodness and all his mercy. And we do glorify him, and we thank him for another opportunity that we have an opportunity to talk about his goodness, talk about his mercy, talk about his love, talk about his wrath, talk about his eternal glory. We give him praise for that. Because there's a lot of people don't even have sense enough to even want to talk about the Most High. All they're talking about the next party or the next event or whatever going on in their lives. But he give us the opportunity to expound on him, talk about him, love on him, obey him, walk before him, and also to continue to lift up his name. We thank y'all tonight for him putting his word in our mouth, because so many don't even want the word. So we give y'all all his glory and all his praise. And we're going to get on into the lesson. I'm turning it over into the hands of our sister Yahuah, so she can bring it or bring to us what y'all's given her. And with that, I'll come back. I'm allowed to. It's all right. But let the will of the y'all be done. But at this point, we turn it over to her and let her get started on what y'all's given her.
Amen. Thank you, Elder, for that. What he gave me, I always have a conversation. Most of the time I be thinking about things that going on, and I have questions for the Most High, which we all do, but I ask him some serious question in how it affects me as a person, and being a person that know him, I want to be in the right standing. Want to know, am I doing this right, or could I make a difference when you're talking to someone about things and you see things out of order? And what bothers me the most is injustice, and that's where I was this week for the Most High, talking about the injustice of things, even amongst our own. We get more treated more harshly and unfairly than anything else, because we know better, but yet and still we treat each other like we nobody to one another. And I was just thinking about some things I had was in a conversation with, and the first thing I said, I just don't like injustice. How people, our own, can cheat, lie, and deceive one another
Mm-hmm.
without
With
even a
straight face.
conscience. Yeah, without even a conscience, without even a imagination, a thought. They just do it. And that's what I was telling the father, talking to him in my, and even in that, he gave me to go to Isaiah, the 3rd chapter. And I said, oh, okay. I said, let me go see what Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, is dealing with.
You're on mute.
I'm sorry. You hear me?
No, we hear you now. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize I hit my keyboard. I'm sorry, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me for that. I was talking about the injustice and how the Most High had led me to Isaiah, the 3rd chapter,
Mm-hmm.
because we see this every day. We deal with this every single day. The people laugh in your face, but yet and still they stabbing you at the same time, or selling you out, what I call throwing you under the bus and stomping on you. So I'm gonna share my notes, and after I come back, I'm gonna read the scripture. Then Elder gonna come back and break down these things, because these are things that pertain to us as Israel. Because he gonna deal with us, and he gonna deal with us righteously. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. We can't get around it. We can't get under it. We can't get over it, and we definitely can't go through it. So I'm gonna share my notes as I said, and she gonna come back and expound on what the Father had given her. And my notes read, "Judgment on Judah and Jerusalem. For behold, the Yahweh Elohim of hosts is taken away from Jerusalem and from Judah support and supply." And it said, what was the judgment on Judah, on Jerusalem and Judah? It Isaiah reveals that the Yahweh will take away all the qualified men from Judah and Jerusalem in his judgment. This includes military, political, and spiritual leaders. After they are gone, the people will turn on each other to survive, trying to convince anyone with the slightest advantage to be their leader. Isaiah is describing the harsh judgment to come on Jerusalem and Judah. He has shown that the people will lose everything they have been trusting in to meet their needs and bring them prosperity, especially their false idols, their false idol gods. Isaiah 2:12-18, if you want to read that. Now in chapter 3, Isaiah says that the Yahweh will remove every good or strong leader from them as well. Isaiah begins here by reminding his readers that Elohim is the one who is doing this to them. He calls Yahweh the Yahweh Elohim of hosts, referring to the armies of angelic warriors the Yahweh commands. Psalm 103:19-21. The Elohim is strong enough to provide everything the peoples of Judah and Jerusalem need. Will use his great might to remove his to remove their support. Elohim would take away their support and supplies, or their stay and staff. Much of Isaiah takes the form of poetry, and he intentionally uses these two Hebrew words, Messiah and Messiah, as a wordplay because they sound similar. The idea is unmistakable. The Yahweh is going to remove everything that holds Judah up and keep the people going. This includes the most basic of needs, represented by bread and water. This may be a reference to a time of actual hunger and thirst coming to Jerusalem, perhaps during a siege. Some scholars suggest that Isaiah means this reference to be in the context of a metaphor for good men, for men and good. Isaiah reveals that the Yahweh will take away all the qualified men from Judah and Jerusalem in his judgment. This includes military, political, and spiritual leaders. After they're gone, the people will turn on each other to survive, trying to convince anyone with the slightest advantage to be their leader. The Yahweh make this case against Judah leaders for taking from the poor instead of providing for them. The Yahweh will take away from Judah women's all the adornments they displayed in public in their arrogance and immortality. Jerusalem's men will fall and she will be empty. What is the connection between Judah and Jerusalem? The kingdom of Judah is composed of the tribes of Judah and Benjamin. After the division of the united monarchy, the kingdom of Judah contains the city, the capital of Jerusalem, and is where the Davidic king reigns. Why was Elohim punishing Judah? In sharp contrast, Elohim charges Judah with commandment breaking, specifically lying. Israel's sins largely involve national and personal deceitfulness and faithlessness in social, economic, and cultural circumstances. What happened to Judah and Jerusalem? The city fell after a siege which lasted either 18 or 30 months, and Nebuchadnezzar again plundered both Jerusalem and the temple and then destroyed both. After killing of Zedekiah's son, Nebuchadnezzar took Zedekiah to Babylon and so put an end to the independent kingdom of Judah. Why did Amos proclaim Elohim's judgment on Israel and Judah? Amos thus thundered that the two nations were both guilty of neglecting Elohim's commands. In particular, they had neglected Elohim's instruction to care for the poor and the vulnerable. Therefore, Amos addressed the sins of the two nations by declaring that Elohim will do what he said. Why did Judah and Jerusalem split? When Solomon died between 926 and 922 BCE, the 10 northern tribes refused to submit to his son Rehoboam and revolted. From this point on, there will be two kingdoms of Hebrews: in the north, Israel, and in the south, Judah. What was Elohim's final judgment? The final judgment is when Yahushua, the son of Elohim, will judge the living and the dead before destroying the old Shamaim and earth, which are corrupted of sin. The final judgment verifies that Elohim is just and righteous, that he is the Holy One of Israel. Because of his holiness, he cannot tolerate sin. And I'm going to read my scripture, and as I said, Elder going to come back and whatever the Ruach give her to give us, it's really, really refreshing and rewarding. Isaiah, the third chapter, starting with the first, going down to the 26th verse. The first verse reads, For behold, the Yahuwah of hosts, doeth take away Jerusalem, and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. Verse 2, the mighty man, and the man of war, the judge, and the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient. Verse 3, the captain of 50, and the honorable man, and the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. 4, will I give children to be their prince, and babes shall rule over them. Verse 5, and the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the baby
Mhm.
against the honorable. 6, when a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. Verse 7, in that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people, for Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Yahuwah, to provoke the eyes of his glory. Verse 9, the show of their countenance doeth witness against them, and they declare their sins as Sodom. They hid it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Verse 10, say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings.
Mm.
Verse 20, verse 11, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. Verse 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which led thee caused thee to err, and destroyed the ways of thy path. Verse 13, the Yahuwah standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people. Verse 14, the Yahweh will enter into judgment with the ancient of his people and the prince thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoils of the poor is in your houses.
Mm.
Verse 15, what mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, said the Yahweh Elohim of hosts. 16, moreover, the Yahweh said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and menacing as they go, and making a tingling with their feet. 17, therefore the Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Yahweh will discover their sweet secret, their secret part. Verse 18, in that day the Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tingling ornaments above their feet, and their calves, and their round tires like the moon. Verse 19, the chains and the bracelet and the muffler. Verse 20, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headband and the tablets and the earrings. Verse 21, the rings and the nose jewels. Verse 22, the changeable suits, apparel, and of the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins. 23. The glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veil. 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, instead of a well, their hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girdling of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Verse 5. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Verse 26, the final verse. And her gate shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground.
All praises to the Most High Elohim. I remember a while back, I don't know if you remember that lesson, these same scriptures. Y'all divorces Israel. Like a divorce to me. They in court. And y'all taking back everything that he has given.
Yes, he is.
You would think that this word would be speaking about the enemy of the peoples of Yah. Sad to say, he's not. He's speaking of his own peoples against his people.
Yes, he is.
And how the treatment and how the authority, sometimes people can't handle authority. Sometimes they get up there, they get the big head and they get in that spirit of usury. And they use the people instead of supporting the people. We see this every day.
Yes, you do.
We see the leaders doing that to the people right now in your money lines. The word said, for behold, look, see Yahuwah, the Yahuwah host, the one that is in charge.
Yep, he is.
The one that's truly in charge. That we all employed by or fired. For behold, the Yahuwah of Yahuwah hosts. He said, is going to remove, this is a declaration he sent out. If you want to know the report, he is going to remove from Jerusalem and Judah both. Not one or the other. Let me know both of them corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Jerusalem and Judah, both. He said what? The supply and support. As your word said, the stay. The one that sustained them. Everything that sustained them, they forgot
That's
where it
right.
came from. He said the whole supply of bread.
Mm.
That means you going to remove the seed even to grow the wheat.
Yes, it is.
Not just the flour that's been mended to bake bread, where you going to remove, you can't even grow. You ain't going to have a seed to even grow wheat. It's amazing the word talk about bread. And the word actually calls bread meat. And he
Mm-hmm.
called the other things flesh. That's where the Christian get it all mixed up when he say meat. He talking about bread.
Yep.
And he called the animals flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back. Number 1. He said, for to behold the Yahuwah of hosts is going to remove from Jerusalem, or Yasharel, and Judah, both of them. He said in his word from the beginning, when I break your staff of bread,
Mm-hmm.
when I break the authority that I gave you, he said you're going to have 10 women will bake your bread in one oven, 10. And look what they're going to do to him. And they will bring back your bread in ration. You got 10 of them that bake bread, they bring you a little bit. In ration amount so that you will eat and not be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
You got 10 women over there baking, you still can't be, you still won't have enough to be satisfied. Back there preparing, and y'all gonna make it non-effect. Isn't that something? Y'all will make things non-effect to you when
Yes,
you fall in his hands in judgment. He said, when I break your staff of bread, let me go down. He's Isaiah 5:13 say, therefore my people, he still claim them.
Yes, he did.
Regardless of the condition, he said, therefore my people go into exile. He said, for their lack of knowledge. It's like you don't understand what you're doing. Have you not read? Have you not heard? He said, and they're honorable men, the one that everybody sets up in esteem, are famished. They went in there naked and hungry. And their multitude is parched with thirst, no water. You don't look like you man of renown now. Just like you did. See, we got to look at this whole picture. Just like they were causing all this to the poor people.
That's right.
Y'all did it to them within their tribes. This is the shape you had my peoples in, my poor. When I put everything in your arsenal that you could take care of those poor peoples, those widows, and you did not do it. Matter of fact, what they had you to.
Yes.
Greed set in.
Yes, it did.
And their honorable men are famished, and their multitude is parched and thirst. People crying out for food. The widow will come and crying out, the offering crying out, but they done got so high and mighty, they sitting there with a lamb leg in their mouth. What they gonna do for the people that's crying out?
Sure enough.
You to stand up and want to bring the word, won't even go to the end of the door and shake the people's hand. No, you dash out the door. That's so popular.
Yeah, dash out the bait.
Got above the people who you supposed to be serving. See, that's the problem with a lot of the leaders. They forget who they're supposed to be serving. That's why Yahushua say the poor will always be with you.
Yes, he did.
You're gonna always have a widow, or you're gonna always have the Bible say angel. You're always gonna have an elderly person with you. You're always gonna have a orphan child.
Yes.
You're gonna have those things with you. Them was gonna either gonna catapult you, bless you, or them was gonna destroy you. See, you look down like there's nothing, but I don't.
That's right.
You think it's nothing important about feeding my people. Not only did you not feed them physically, you didn't feed them spiritually. See, it's two things going on here. They want to sit and praise with the ones that look like them. They want to preach to the choir. Because you know y'all had them adorned. He told you how adorned he had them.
Yes, he did.
You gonna look down on them like they some little peasant. They ain't good enough to talk to you. When that's what you have set in place to do, is to look out for those. Long as you bless him, a lot of people talking when you bless him, when you bless his poor,
Yes.
when you bless the child, the fatherless and the motherless and the widower and the elder, when you do that, you invoke Yah's blessing upon your life. Oh, but we don't do that. And y'all deal with it. And he going to deal with everyone that he has set in authority that could be a blessing to his people, but they're not.
Yes, he is.
To the poor.
That's right.
Put it like that. We can go out and help someone, but we don't have the means to take care of.
Mm-mm.
You can do what you can do, but there's people set in place right now. Every day you can go out there and be a blessing to somebody. It wouldn't hurt your pocket at all.
That's right. That's so true.
Isaiah 9:20 says, they slice off what, listen what it said, they slice off what is on the right hand, but still are hungry. Come on, fix it like you, I don't care how much you eat, you ain't gonna have enough for what you've done to my people. He said they eat what is on the left hand, but they are not satisfied. Each of them eats the flesh, listen, of his own arm. Not only that, you physically you eat it, but spiritually you eating stuff that I didn't give you to eat. He said each of them eats the flesh of his own. He want to build his own. So y'all deal with it. And Ezekiel, he said, moreover, or furthermore, he said to me, Son of man, look, behold. He said, I am going to break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. Now, he done told Isaiah, he tell Ezekiel. Same thing. I am going to break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they will eat bread by weight. And they go, and with anxiety. Listen, they can't afford but a little bit.
Yeah.
They're going to try to eat that fast so we have to share. He said, going to eat it in weight. See, a long time ago, you just ate.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's going to be measured. And then he said, and with what? Anxiety. I don't know, your thing keep going back and forth. I know you ain't hitting it, keep going muting you back and forth.
I don't know why, but it ain't not there.
You know, you're not muted now, it's just doing itself.
Wow, that's weird.
And they will eat bread by weight and with anxiety, said, and drink water by measure. Listen what he said, and in horror. It's not going to be pleasurable. Y'all he's so serious about his people.
Yes, he is.
That's why we can't look over nobody. We can't afford to mistreat no one.
That's right.
Not in this walk.
That's so true.
I don't care what position you hold is important to y'all. He said going to remove them from Jerusalem and Judah both. He said supply and support. Not only that, your supply and your support. See, all of them have a support staff. They can call down to the place and, hey, send me this, send me. Why can't you call down over there? Hey, deliver some groceries over to that lady house.
That's right.
There's some children down there. There's a widow down there with children. Go and deliver that.
That's
now, one thing I'm gonna say is not that they gonna end up, but they gonna be blessed for this. One thing you can say about the Caucasian race, they might have a motive, but they will go out there and feed.
Yeah.
They're doing everything else big. They do it, but they will pitch in and do that.
Yeah, they will.
when our folks will have it and won't do anything.
So true.
You give your money to these big places and you go there something, you and your children, you might get it once.
And say don't
and then
come back.
They start talking about the people when they come back once or twice.
Mm-hmm. Sure will.
Third time it's like they out. We can't take care of you as you supposed to. And that's why a lot of times they're not being blessed.
That's right. That's so true.
Y'all ain't call. Listen what he did. He did not call no other nation to take care of his people, did he?
No, he did not.
He set them up that we would ourselves supposed to take care of one another.
Yep, that's exactly what.
And I don't think that has already. I don't think he's disbanded that either.
I don't think so either.
If we can be a blessing to one another, we be a blessing to one another.
That's so true.
He said both supply and support the whole supply of bread, he said, and the whole supply of water. You sitting up there with your ice cube dangling in your glass. And they're out there trying to scrape water out of something they can find, if they can find water.
That's right.
He don't take too kindly that you would have drank it out your crystal glass. And you can see y'all didn't care enough about them having that stuff, but that stuff got to their head.
Yeah.
They got the big head. They forgot where they was appointed and what their job was about.
Mm-hmm.
He said the whole supply of water.
Mm-hmm.
He said the mighty man and the warrior, the one that I put in charge, the one I gave authority to. The judge, he called all of them out.
Yes, he did.
The judge and the prophet. Now, the judge supposed to have no sense to look between. Oh, he sold out. Instead of you making justice for the poor, you get paid off with the mighty man.
Mm-hmm.
So the poor go down with no justice being done. He said, and the prophet, even your prophet is on the tape.
Mm-hmm.
The diviner, get out there and lie. He said, and the elder, the one that's supposed to know better, supposed to have some wisdom.
Yes.
He put them all in a place that they should be able to collaborate as one family. No, man, this is not what we supposed to do. But they got in cahoots.
Mm-hmm.
He got the whole set up that he has set up everyone, and they didn't do the right thing. If the mighty man didn't do something, do it right, look like the warrior would have said, wait a minute. The warrior and the judge and the prophet and the divine, all of them would say, man, come on, let's get this straight.
Yeah.
So you in authority, you can't neglect these people.
Yeah, that's right.
Or the mighty man and the warrior look like the judge said, no, we're not doing that. We will follow the commandments of the Most High. No, you got the mighty man, the warrior, and the judge. And it looked like the prophet said, no, I see what he said.
Mm-hmm.
We should have stopped it. You can't stop it. This is the prophecy that the Yah has given us. No. You got the mighty man, the warrior, the judge, and the prophet. He go to divine it. You going to divide? Hey, y'all doing this wrong.
That's right.
I'm going to stand against this. No, they got him in the cahoots. So you got nobody standing but the elder now. Now the elder, the mighty man, the warrior, the judge, the prophet, the divine. Now, I ain't gonna be right back. So I guess you're all right. Then I guess we feeding them too much. All of them gets in the cahoot. Then y'all calls out the captain of 50 and the honorable man, the counselor and the expert artisan, and the skillful enchanter. All these got into hoot together. They decided not to do the will of Yah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what your skill level is. That's why he went out to skillful enchanter.
Yep.
Wherever y'all has set us, wherever, I don't care what where you think you are right now, you not important, you are important, because you see him coming all the way down.
Yes, he is.
So you are not telling us we're not our brother's keeper.
That's right.
If we can be a blessing, we can help, we're supposed to help saints.
Yes.
He said what he said, I will make all these ones that in authority. Look what he said. I'm gonna make some children princes over.
Mm-hmm.
I will make mere lads, young children, their princes. And the capricious children will rule over them. That's what they do. They had this woman calling the police because she's so scared of her child.
Mm.
He beating her like he beat one person on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about the teacher. I'm talking about he's 11 or 12. And she's in the house scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
A lad is young.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
But y'all brought it down. See, these things is a testament because the end of the world, this was spoken at that time. It's also for this time because Yahushua had not come.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
He said, I will make mere lads their princes. And now capricious children will rule over them. Unruly, arbitrary power will rule.
Yes.
I'm going to give power to the little children, the youth. You can't tell them nothing either.
Mm-hmm.
They up here ruling. But y'all did that. He done flipped the script. Because what? The ones that he set in order, they go and doing other things.
That's right.
The feigning the seat that he put them in. It's still going on. These prophets were then, but they're also for now. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar did come and take them out of there, but they're still doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Look like we'll learn our lesson.
You would think.
As the people of the Most High Yah.
You would think we will.
He said, and the people will be what? Oppressed. He let you know they're going to be oppressed. And who's going to be oppressed? The little lads. You can't even go out. I'm too scared to go outside. Them young people's out there being shooting and carrying on. They'll jump on you.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go out in the daytime because I don't want to be out there. You can't do up this here youth. Then y'all say they're going to be your oppressor. They're going to oppress you.
Yes, he did.
He said the people will be oppressed. Each one by another. And each one by his what? His neighbor. This is what it said. The youth will storm against the elders. And the inferior against the honorable.
Mm-hmm.
This is y'all. This is what we see happening right now.
Yes, it is. It's so true.
This word is alive and it is true.
Yes, it is.
When Micah 7:3-6 say, concerning evil, both hands do it well. Listen what he's saying. Concerning evil. The elders do it, they do it well, and you do it too. Concerning evil, both hands do it well. The prince asks also the judge for a bride. Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm.
And a great man speaks the desire of his soul, not the things of Yah. So they weave it together. Listen what he's saying. So they in hoops together. Who out here killing? They paid off the young ones right there. They don't care nobody go take a life.
Sure don't.
He said, each one, take them out. His neighbor. Isaiah 9:19 say, by the fury of Yahuah, the land is burned. It's burned up, he said, and the people are like fuel for the fire. He said, no man spares his brother. Isn't that what you're just talking about?
Mm-hmm.
How they treat one another?
That's right.
Don't have no kind of remorse. Jeremiah 9:3 and 3-8 say, they bend their tongue like their bow. They don't stop what they have to say. That's what he's saying. They just shoot out whatever come out of their mouth. It says come out of their mouth. He said, lies and not truth prevail in the land. For they proceed from evil to evil.
Yep.
It get worse and worse.
Yep.
He said, and they do know. He said, and they do not know me. Why is that? Declares Yahuwah. Why they don't know? Because the other was out there doing worse than the young. They out there with them.
Yep.
Can't tell them what to do, so they join them. Can't tell them stop twerking, so they twerk with the children.
Yeah.
Woo.
Hmm.
Can't stop robbing, so you got there rob with daddy and the son robbing. They get in an argument. He shoots the dad. They show something. The son and the father shooting at each other like they didn't know each other. I mean, I'm like, what did they and I guess the mama, whoever was screaming back there. He was shooting at his dad like he was shooting at somebody on the street. The daddy shooting back at him. They'd run and duck behind cars in the front of the house. Did the word say the land's gonna rule over them? They gonna oppress them?
Yes, it did.
And I think he shot the dad. If I remember, somebody got shot. I think it was the father. He said, "You will storm against." Listen, the youth will storm against their elder. He got mad when him and dad were doing something together. Whatever happened, he just started firing.
Wow.
The youth will storm against the elder. That's been a while I saw that. And this just bring this back to my memory. I said, now, I don't know. You don't know what they say. The younger brother and all them fighting against what he come back there, shoot the other brother, shoot the sister. I mean, it's like it's off the chain. They don't care. They have no remorse. He said, youth will storm against the elder. They don't care nothing about walking by there, knocking. They showed them I think last year or something. Well, this she was 60-something years old. They walked by one of the teenagers and they had this thing. I don't know what they call it. Just walked by and knocked her out and kept going. Everybody started laughing. Man, you knocked that old B out. It was funny to him. The youth will not on that when they knocked out her head, hit the thing and killed her.
Imagine so.
Hit the pavement, the curb of the pavement. But it was funny to them. But they done took her life. She on her way home from work. The youth will storm against the elder and the inferior against the honorable. They don't care. And this is what's happening we see today. You don't know to say something to them or not.
That's true.
See, when a man lays hold of his brother, these are in his father's house. Fighting in their father, killing each other in their father's house. He said, you have a cloak. You should be our ruler. Listen, I'm going through just like you. I'm poor like you. You ain't putting that on me. I ain't finna be standing to be nobody leader. Y'all ain't finna make, that's the problem. That let people make them a leader. And they don't even take in consideration, a leadership is nothing easy. If the other than fell disobedient, what he gonna think he gonna happen to him? Because people gonna look for him to feed them. See, they looking for somebody they can get some answer. Where can we give some bread? He hungry too. Can't feed himself. He don't have no knowledge to leave. Why he gonna, like men do? They don't have no knowledge. They just jumping up and just go and try to leave. Because for some reason they think they're a man, they're supposed to go and you better be called to that.
Yeah.
Because the souls is going to be on your hand. Because you're a man, that don't mean you would call. You see all these other ones. You have other things. He probably call you too. When a man lays hold of his brother in his father's house, saying, you have a cloak, you shall be our ruler. And these ruins will be, listen, these ruins will be under your charge. No, they won't. So you got to know, in the backup, no, you ain't finna put me up there.
No, that's right.
There you go again. But these 7 women with them, they'll take hold of one man. In that day saying, now they think these men so silly, they misunderstood this verse. They think the women want them. That ain't why they take it away. This is what they need to read this, what it's meant. For 7 women will take hold of one man in that day, saying, we will eat our own bread. We don't need you to take care of us. And wear our own clothes. We don't need you to buy nothing for us. He said, only let us be called by your name. We just need your last name for protection. We really ain't your wife. We just marry you for protection. We don't need nothing from you. He said, to take away our approach, our reproach. We ain't get what you call we want you. We just need your last name. We can take care of ourselves.
Right.
We don't need you to feed us. We don't need you to buy us nothing. Just let us be called by your name. Just tell the people that we married to you. So we won't be found as a reproach. And they think that's something good. Ooh, English is danger. You hear me?
Yes, it is.
Number 7 said he will protest on that day, saying, I will not be your what? Your healer. I can't listen. I can't heal you guys. And what y'all need, I do not have. He said, for in my house, there's neither bread nor clothes. What I look like putting up here talking I'm your leader, when I don't even have it in my own house.
I knew that's right.
You should not appoint me ruler of the people. You ain't put me in that trap. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Israel always looking for, even now, they're always looking for a leader.
Yep. Sure
That's why they
enough.
have to get mad with one another about these voting.
Trying
to get somebody over them. Instead of seeking the Most High, Elohim. He never told us to seek out that. He will appoint someone over us. Y'all should want to appoint leaders, not us ourselves. Ezekiel said, those who are sickly, you have not strengthened. And he said, in other words, if y'all put you in that situation, I can't get you out of it. In other words, what he's saying is we need to know not to put our hands to things when y'all is dealing with people. We got to have discernment. Those who are sickly, you have not strengthened. The disease, you have not healed. The broken, you have not bound up. The scattered, you have not brought back. Nor have you sought for the lost. But with force and with severity, you have dominated them. They right where y'all put them. Sometimes we have a tendency, we want to help y'all out and fix stuff. We have to pray, Father, is this? I don't want to be hasty here and get in the midst of what you're doing.
That's right.
Because matter of fact, we can end up getting in trouble trying to be her help. But that's wisdom for y'all to ask him, should I be doing this? When Ephraim saw his sickness and Judah his wound, then Ephraim went to Assyria and sent to King Jareb, but he is unable to heal you. They always, instead of going to the healer, they run to other people trying to be healed. You see people running this place. I need a word. Won't you? If you want a word, go to the one that has the word for you. Pray for me. Pray. No, you pray. Because if y'all dealing with that person, he'll give them an answer. And a lot of times they already know y'all dealing with him. See, then Ephraim went to Assyria and sent to King Jared, but he is unable to heal you, or to cure you or your wound. Nobody can set this thing straight, but that's between you and your Abba. Go to him.
That's right.
Seek his face. I can pray for you, honey, but I can't help you. I'll be praying with you. He said, you should not appoint me a ruler over the people. For Jerusalem has what? Listen what he said. The brother says, for Jerusalem has stumbled and Judah had fallen. Why are you going to put me in the midst of that?
That's right.
And he told him, because of their speech and their actions are against Yahuwah, you going to make y'all mad with me.
That's right.
For me to try to get over there and be a ruler or something, I can't rule my own house. Do you see what shambles my home is in? I don't have bread for my own family and myself.
I knew that's right.
Don't you know y'all done this thing? See, people don't care about when y'all do stuff. They're going to try to push you in that stuff. We better be careful.
Mm-hmm.
We better ask for wisdom and understanding. He said, because their speech and their action are against Yahuwah, and you going to make me go over there try to be a ruler? Not so. I don't blame the brother.
I wouldn't, don't either.
He said, listen what he said, to rebel against his glorious presence?
I know that's right.
You going to make me be rebellious before y'all when you know y'all done this to our people? Because what the action that we done?
That's right.
I'm already in Down Straight. You think I'm going to go out there and listen? I can fall dead in my tracks out there trying to do it when y'all has caused this thing to be because of the actions of our people.
Mm-hmm.
You just let them know, no, you ain't put me in the midst of that.
No,
And that's
right.
what we have to say. He said, people who continuously provoke me to my face, offering sacrifice. This is what offering sacrifice in gardens. This is what they were doing. And burning incense on bricks.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't seeking me. They had went on and got them another god, but they all dressed up, eat all my food.
Yep. And doing, his good stuff.
And they got so bad. That's why they wasn't doing that for the people. They left what y'all had given them to do.
Mm-hmm.
But they want y'all to continue to bless them while they go off and serve another god. Like this mess going on now. They still want to serve another god, but they be hollering, but y'all to bless them. Oh, y'all bless. No, y'all didn't bless you with that.
Yes, he will. They sure do.
No, you can't go serve another God and think y'all gonna bless you. No, that God you serve bless you.
That's right.
Because we can see right here, y'all put a stop to it.
Yes, he did.
A people who continue to provoke me to my face, he says, offering sacrifice in gardens and burning incense on bricks. And you still want to eat up my food, me to enclose you, me to keep you in authority.
Mm-hmm.
A ruler over my people. I mean, you're not doing anything for them.
That's right.
Not so, y'all say. He said, the expression of their faces bears what? Witness against them.
Sure.
What are you doing? They look like that because they dealing with an angry y'all. They need to repent.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of repenting, you want to go try to find a ruler.
Okay.
You gonna start trying to go and run over here and get help instead of dropping on your knees and say, Father, forgive me for what I've done. You right, I was rebellious against you. I went my own way. But no, they want to go get upon another leader. And the leader's foolish, and they go take up, and then you got y'all against you.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this thing is no joke.
Mm-mm.
He so look at the expression of their faces bear witness against it.
Yeah, it did.
And they display their sin like what? Sodom.
Mm-hmm.
They are open. Y'all see all of it. He said they do not even conceal it. They ain't even trying to hide it. And you coming over here, brother, want me to be a leader over there? He said, woe to them.
Mm-hmm.
For they have brought evil on themselves.
Yes, it did.
When people keep talking about this going on and that going on, this person did this and that person did that, you wait a minute. Well, what did you do? He said, now the men of Sodom were wicked exceedingly and sinners against Yahuwah. This is what he said. They sinned like Sodom. They was open doing their dirt, sitting up in yards houses that he gave.
Yeah.
Eating up yards bread, drinking up his grapes, his wine, and his sweet, nice water and stuff. Cool water from the underground well. Ice water ain't just be good, ain't come up. They knew how to dig it and make that water cool coming out of the ground. Isaiah 1, 10 to 15, he said, hear the word of Yahuwah, you rulers of Sodom. Now look what he calls them, the rulers of Sodom. Give ear to the instructions of our Yahuwah, you people of Gomorrah. But that's what they were acting like.
Yep.
And that's what they act like today. He said, give ear to the instructions of Yah, you people of Gomorrah. You acting just like Sodom and Gomorrah. And yet you think Yah is the one supposed to be blessing you, keeping you up in your authority, and keep your name out there. And you supposed to be represented, but you won't even look back at my poor. Who I employ you to take care of, the widows, the childless, and the motherless, the elder, the widow, but you look down on them. You don't want to talk to them. What did he say? I'm going to strip of both you, Judah, and Jerusalem.
Yep.
Y'all don't want to do what I say? He said they do not even consider. They don't even try to even hide it. Woe to them, for they have brought evil on themselves. Number 10. He said, say to the righteous that it will go well with you, for they will eat the fruit of their action. Hallelujah. If you be righteous, you're righteous still.
Yes.
When a person is righteous, I don't care what happens, if things start falling around, they're going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Their conscience is all about what y'all want.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you want, Abba Yah? This does not line up with your word. That's why all those leaders he calls, nobody say, wait a minute, we can't do this. Not line up with what the Most High told us to do. All of them fair prey to it. He said, say to the righteous that it will go well with you, for they will eat, what he said, the fruit of their action. He said, now it shall be if you diligently obey Yahuwah. That's what he said to the righteous. If you will diligently obey it, don't change your habits. You've been doing it all this time. Why will you change now? If you diligently obey Yahuwah, your Elohim, being careful to do all his commandments, which I command you today, he says. He said, Yahuwah, your Elohim, will set you what? High above all nations of the earth.
Yes.
This is what he told Israel. If you will just be diligent to obey me, why is it so hard for us to obey you? Yeah, I don't know. Why is it that we fall? When all y'all call for us to obey him, let him lead us.
Yes.
Let him direct us. Let him instruct us through the power of the Ruach. And this the whole book talking to Israel about obeying or being obedient. He said, no weapon that is formed against you. That's when you righteous.
Yeah.
When you walk up right, he said, ain't no weapon going to form. He said, no weapon that is formed. He said it wasn't going to form. He said, but when it's formed against you, well, he said, we'll prosper. No weapon that is formed against you will prosper, he said. And every tongue that accuses you in judgment, he said, you will condemn. He said, we can condemn that liar.
Yes.
Hallelujah. What he tell? This is the power he given. He's going. This is the inheritance of the service of the Yahuwah. And when you condemn them, I will condemn them.
Yes.
And he said, and their vindication, he said, and their vindication is going to be from me. I'm going to take care of it. If you speak it, I'm going to take care of it, declares Yahuwah. That's why he says, say to the righteous that it will go well with you, with them, for they will eat the fruit of their actions. Oh, we give him all his glory.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to the wicked. And that word is woe. That's bad. That's devastation.
Yes,
woe to the wicked, he said. It will go badly with him. For what he deserved will be done to him.
Yeah.
And you think y'all being what?
Mm.
Mean. He is not going to stop. Because he's giving us a will.
Yes, he does.
Whatever choice that we make, that's the way he going to, what? That, according to his word, that's where he will judge. He said, but it shall come about, if you do not obey Yahuwah your Elohim, to observe to do all his commandments, not some of them. At this time, we have to do all his commandments.
Mm-hmm.
But now, some of them been cut down now because Yahushua, we don't sacrifice, because Yahushua is sacrifice.
Yes, he is.
He came that we may have the life, because we messing up too bad doing this time, all this sacrifice and killing stuff. He said what the law could not do. This was the law of Moses. What the law could not do, Yahushua what? Died. Because the law couldn't keep us. Yahushua died.
Yes.
He said to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, with which I charge you today. He said that all these curses, what did he say? All these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Not only it's come upon you, it's going to overtake you. He said, behold, it's written before me, I will not keep silent. This y'all saying. I'm not going to keep silent, but I will repay. I will even repay into their bosom. What do you mean in the bosom? The places where you think I didn't see. You thought you was hiding. Well, you know, in the bosom, that's where they hide stuff. I know a long time they stick stuff down in the bosom.
Mm-hmm.
Put in the bosom.
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah 65:7. He said, both their own iniquity and the iniquities of their fathers together. Listen what he's saying. Says Yahuwah. He said, because they have burned incense on the mountains and scorned me on the hills. Not only did the father do, he taught the children to do it. That's what we see happening now. Not only you do it, now you're going to teach this other generation to do it. And it don't take long. They can catch on it just like that. But you try to teach them right, it's like they can't get it. Says Yahuwah, because they have burned incense on the mountains and scorned me on the hills. He said, therefore I will measure their former work into their bosom. So you can't come to me lying. I know what you done. He said, what he deserved will be done to him. He goes, he said, oh, my people, their oppressors are children. This is what he said, oh, my people, their oppressors are what? Children and women. Y'all set it up like this because of their, they won't come back to y'all. They think they can rule themselves.
Mm-hmm.
He said the lad's going to rule over these men. Now he said in 12 verse, oh, my people, their oppressors are children and women rule over them. Oh, my people, those who guide you lead you astray and confuse the direction of your paths. If you will turn your heart back to Yah, he will return your authority back to you. Didn't he say that's why he took it away from us? Because they started doing all kinds of stuff. He took the authority from them.
Mm-hmm.
They walk around talking they got some authority. You only got authority. You turn back to Yah. Don't get mad at me. This is the word. He gave you ultimatum. Turn back to him. He said their oppressors are children, and women rule over them, oh, my people. Those who guide you lead you astray. Let's get into this a little bit more. He said, I will make mere lads, young people, their princes. And what? Capricious children will rule over them. He made them their compressors. And then he puts on, he said, for those who guide this people are leading them astray. And those who are gathered by them are brought to confusion. Turn back to Yah. All this pride stuff, you better turn back to him. Tell me you the man, you ain't no man, no woman, no child is without the Most High Elohim. That's supposed to be in charge of our lives. He said, therefore, hear the word of Yahuwah. He said, oh, scoffers, who rules this people who are in Jerusalem? Because you have said, this is what he's saying. Because you have said, y'all, he heard the conversation. We have made a covenant with death and with Sheol. We have made a pact. The overwhelming scourge will not reach us when it passes by. So you thought you weren't going to be touched. He said, for we have made falsehood our refuge. Yes, a bunch of lies. And we have concealed ourselves in deception. Oh, they know what they're doing. That was they turn back to the Most High Elohim. He said, oh, my people, those who guide you lead you astray and confuse the direction of your path. And Yah will judge. He said, the Yahuwah arises to contend, to fight. That word contend means to fight and stand to judge the people. He said, the Yahuwah enters into judgment with the elders. This is what he said, with the elders and the princes of his people. It is you, he said, who have devoured the vineyard. It's you the one that separated my people. It's you the one who will speak truth to my people. You got some wisdom, you won't want to share it. He said, do all the workers of iniquity not know, who eat up my bread as they eat bread, who eat up my people as they eat bread. Don't care nothing about the people, like you just chewing them up like you chew up bread. He said, do not call upon Yahuwah. He talking about his own people. And in some respect, he talk about our enemy in the same way. But we talking about Jerusalem. We talking about Judah eating up Judah now. Israel eating up Israel. They're eating up each other. Micah 3:3, he said, who eat the flesh of my people? strip off their skin. But that's what our woman call used to do to us too. But this way he uses it because it's interchangeable. Strip off their skin and from them break their bones and chop them up as for the pot and as meat in a kettle. Now it was a metaphor for Israel was doing that. And they got to the point they started eating each other. But we know that the oppressors did that to our peoples too. Acting like you eat some grapes. He said the plunder, excuse me, the plunder of the poor is in your what? Your houses. What in other words, you don't went and took what the little bit that people had, and then you gonna bring it to your house. Some nerve. Job 24:9 say, others snatch the offering from the breast, and against the poor they take pledge. Why? They think the poor is so dispendable, don't they? He said the murderer arises at dawn. He kills the poor. Listen to this. And the needy. And at night he is as a thief. Y'all is not playing by his people. Psalm 10:9 said, he lurks in a hiding place as a lion in his lair. He lurks to catch the afflicted. He catches the afflicted when he draws him into his net. Make him think that he cares. Proverbs 30:14 says, he said, there is a kind of man. This is what he's saying. There's a kind of man whose teeth are like swords, and his jaw teeth like knives, to devour the afflicted from the earth and the needy from among them. We see both of that happening. That's all you're talking about. They're going to destroy the peoples of y'all. That Israel is doing the same thing to one another. He said, woe to those who enact evil statutes, write them evil laws, and to those who constantly regard unjust decisions. Isaiah 10:12 says, so as to deprive the needy of justice. Did I just say that earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Poor can't get no justice. They don't have no money to bail them out. Sometimes they get a bail for $200. They can't even get out of jail.
That's so true.
Or they don't even have $200. And nobody in their family have $200. He says, so as to deprive the needy of justice and rob the poor of my people of their rights, so that widows may be their spoil. Ain't that something? Mm-hmm. And that they may plunder the offering. They leave the women vulnerable. Because they take when they go out and kill their husband and stuff, that leave the children and the woman vulnerable. Ezekiel 18:12. And this is what y'all's people was doing to one another. They go over there helping her with her. They go over there laying with her and bribing her if she want to feed the children.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel 18:12. I heard men talking about that. Oh man, I be looking for the women that got children. You can do whatever you want. Because they know they're going to try to feed the children. So they take advantage of it. That's evil.
Yes, it is.
This is what he's talking about right now, that among our people that was happening.
You sure enough too. Yes, it does.
Oppresses the poor and needy, commits robbery, does not restore pledge, but lift up his eyes to the idols and commit abomination.
Mm-hmm.
See, if he was following the Most High, he wouldn't do that. He got another God.
That's right.
They think it's all right to go do that. James 2:6 say, but you have what? Dishonored the poor man. It is not the rich who oppress you. Ain't that something?
That's right.
It is not the rich who oppress you and personally drag you into court.
Mm-hmm.
It's your people that doing it to each other. He said, you plunder the poor, and the plunder of the poor is in your houses. Talking to Israel.
That's right.
He said, what do you mean by crushing my people and grinding the face of the poor, declares Yahuwah Elohim of hosts? What do you mean by this, doing this to my people? Because we forget we belong to y'all. Whether you doing it, that's y'all calling my people. You doing it to my people. It's almost like that ain't their people, but you doing it to my people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who you apparently don't know who you are and who you messing with.
That's right.
See, y'all come at us individual when we do each other wrong.
Yes, he does.
He said, they crush your people, O Yahuwah, and afflict your heritage. See, we got to know that what y'all meant for the enemy, he meant the same thing for Israel.
That's
you don't
right.
come against his people, Israel, one another. Because he look at you like an enemy, and he treat you like one too. He Judah's women. Now I ain't gonna talk about these women.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, see, I love y'all because y'all he justified. He righteous. He don't leave nobody out.
That's right.
We try to make it on one gender. He talk about all of us. He said, moreover, the Yahuwah said, because the daughters of Zion are proud and walk with heads high, held high in seductive eye. See, I hear a lot of men want to talk about this, but they want to talk about it all before they get to this.
No, of course
what y'all gonna do to them? But they love this part. You better love it all. You better look at it in all of it, because we all wrong.
That's right.
He said, moreover, the Yahuwah said, because the daughters of Zion are proud and walk with heads held high and seductive eyes. See them seductive eyes. They got on these big, I call them Elsa the Kyle eyelashes. Face all made up. They got all this color on their face. See, they done left y'all too. I don't care if you think you with him, you ain't with him, because he tell you about your butt here, right here. He said, moreover, the Yahuwah said, because the daughters of Zion are proud and walk with heads high, held high and seductive eyes, and go along with mincing, what that word is, twisting your behind as you walk, steps, and twinkle the bangles on their feet. Now, this is all the stuff that y'all gave them. Didn't he not dress up of Israel? They was all dressed and adorned too. He dressed them all.
Yeah, he did.
Then he said, you go along with mincing steps and tinkle the bangles on their feet. See, they forgot he put them on there. Therefore, he said, Yahuwah will afflict the scabs of the daughters of Zion with scabs. Propecia. He said, and the Yahuwah will make their foreheads bare.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that among our women. It's the pride. That's a slap on the face of pride. And he goes on to say, he said, in that day, Yahuwah, this is what he said, I'm going to divorce you. All that stuff I gave you, I'm going to strip you. He said, in that day, Yahuwah will take away the beauty of their anklets, their headbands, the crescent ornaments. Now, didn't they say about a scarf? He said their headbands, their crescent ornaments, their dangling earrings. Oh, he took it away from you. Their bracelets, what he say? Their veils, their headdresses, ankle chains, their sashes, perfume boxes, their amulets. He said finger rings, nose rings, festival robes. Oh, he gets that them all adorned. They can change clothes anytime they want to. They ornaments, they cloaks, they money purses. Oh, even give him a money purse and put money in it. Isn't that what a husband does for his wife?
Yeah, he does.
He tries to make sure she's taken care of, buying her what she desires. When she didn't even ask for it, he blesses her. He said, and he said, hand mirrors where you can look at your beauty. Look at what it said: undergarments, turbans, some hats on your head, and some veils. You can change your veil on with your clothes, just be so adorned. I'm gonna tell you, all that stuff you see them Indians wearing, that was our dress.
Oh yeah.
With the nose ring and the bracelet, that's our stuff.
Yes, it is.
All the adorned dresses and stuff. He said, now it will come about that instead, now he's gonna tell you about yourself. You're gonna take everything in court now. Now it will come about that instead of sweet perfume, he said they're gonna be putrefaction, you're gonna be stink. Instead of a belt or girdle, he said you're gonna put a rope. He said instead of what? A well set hair, instead of your hair all fried, laid to the side and all that. He said I'm gonna pluck it out to the scalp. Sound like an angry husband to me. Ooh, Father, thank you. Thank you for mercy. Close because they were fine. They were so fine. Everybody, you knew that was an Israelite woman. They were so adorned because people look at it. That's why I said, how did they fall like that? All this they been let out naked.
That's right.
Instead of find clothes, he said a darning sackcloth. You're gonna put on a crocosite to cover you up.
Yeah.
Then he say in branding instead of beauty. Didn't they brand them like a cow?
Yeah, they did.
Your men, listen, your men will fall by the sword. In other words, they ain't gonna be there to help you. I'm gonna take them away from you. He said, and your mighty ones it gonna be in battle. They ain't gonna be there to help you either. He said, in her gates, your house will be. He said, in her what gates will be lament and mourn. Ain't gonna be no laughter up in there. And deserted, she will sit on the ground. You ain't gonna have you ain't gonna have nothing to sit on. Your fine furniture, all your laid out carpets and stuff. That's what he had to do to Israel.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And that carried right on into slavery.
Yes, it did.
And now they don't start blessing, they don't start mincing again. Their head up in the air again. Eyes are adorned with all this foolery on it. Again. Y'all is not playing. Let's go back and get some of these. See, y'all don't let nobody escape. See, we got to stop this agenda stuff because y'all don't have no agenda.
No, he don't.
Only agenda he has is those that will obey him. We waste our time with the foolery. Esther 2:12 say, now when when the turn of each young lady came to go into to King Ahasuerus, after the end of her 12 months under the regulation for women, where she was what? She was soaked in oil and frankincense and perfume until her skin smelled like it. See, that's what they used to do when they go get married. They go in the oil, a big oil bath and perfume and everything else, getting ready for their wedding for a year. He said, after the end of her 12 months, under the regulation for the women, for the days of their purification, were completed as follows: 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with spices and the cosmetics for women. See, she had to go under purification for a whole year. Y'all say you can smell her aroma when she showed up, when she come in the room. Because that just soaked in her skin. They smell fresh and beautiful. I remember a long time ago, people used to say, boy, you can know when you enter the house of a woman. It smells. You can tell where a woman is in the house. Some of these houses, you can't tell what's in there. Smell it before you get to the door.
That's true.
He said, instead of a belt, a rope. Instead of what? Well set hair. And he said, your adornment must not be merely external. See, he had to get rid of it. They hadn't got big beside it. It's not that y'all don't mind you being dressed, but they got about beside themselves. Your adornment must not be merely external. Braiding the hair and wearing gold jewelry or putting on dresses. That's not what it's all about. He said you can't wear it. You don't get caught up in that stuff. And they get on my nerve. They misinterpret these scriptures so much. It's pure sickening. He telling your adornment must not be merely external. He didn't say you couldn't wear it. But you should get so caught up with it that you if that's gonna cause you to fall, don't put it on.
That's right.
If that's gonna make you lose sight of who I am, you need to take it off. Because if your inside is not adorned, is not seeking me, what good did the outside look so good and you on your way to a devil's hell? Instead of what? A well-set hair. He said he's going to pluck out the scalp. He said, therefore, in that day, Yahuwah of hosts call you, he said, call you what? To the weeping and to the wailing, to shaving the head and wearing sackcloth. In other words, go and anything that's going to hinder you, cut it off, cut it away, and come to me clean. Hallelujah. He said also, they will make themselves bald for you and gird themselves with sackcloth, and they will weep for you in bitterness of soul with bitter mourning. See, that's when women, when you saw that, them doing that, they were doing that because they was mourning and they was weeping. They around here balling their head like it's a fan. Don't even know what they're doing. Amos 8 and 10. He said, then I will turn your festivals into mourning and all your songs into what? Into lamentation. And I will bring sackcloth on everyone's loins and baldness on every head. And I will make it like a time of mourning for as an only son, he said. And the end of it will be like a bitter day. In other words, you won't pray now. You will pray before it's over. You will lament before it's over. Instead of fine clothes, he said. donning of sackcloth and braiding instead of beauty. Branding instead of beauty. He said, in their street they have girded themselves with sackcloth, and on their what? Housetops. And in their squares, everyone is wailing, dissolved in tears. Y'all brought them down to that too. He said, the elders of the daughter of Zion sit on the ground. They are silent. They have thrown dust on their heads. They have girded themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Yasharel have bowed their heads to the ground. Everybody in mourning. See, one thing about it, we think it because it affects a few, it don't affect all of us. But when we see y'all is judging our people, we also be praying that they will turn back to y'all. We don't say, oh, well, no. We pray that y'all, somebody prayed for us.
Yes, it did.
That we will know, they thought they were praying to this other one, that we will know y'all. Well, we know it. The true and the living Elohim and the Son, Yahushua Mashiach. So we too quick to give up on people. He said, your men will fall by the sword. In other words, he said, but if you refuse and rebel, you will be devoured by the sword. Truly, the mouth of Yahuwah has spoken, and his word is true. Because we have gone through a whole lot because of rebellion. He said, I will destine you to for what? For the sword. Ain't no way around it. He said, all of you will what? Bow down to the slaughter. He said, because I called you, but you did not answer. I spoke, he said, but you did not hear. And you did evil in my sight and chose that in which I did not delight. I don't delight in those things. That's why we go back to your court. That's why we ask y'all, what is it that we show me what so I can please you? Because sometimes we think we pleasing y'all, we're not. Help me to get it right. When we start seeking him to get it right, he'll make sure we get it right. He know our heart. He said, your mighty ones in battle, you're going to lose it all. The one that strength that could stop your enemy, I'm going to send them away from you. They ain't going to be there to help you. He talking to these women. Just like he talked to the men in the first part, he talking to these women.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody escaped when they do wrong before y'all. No one. We all have to submit unto this mighty hand of the Most High Elohim. And we have to be humble. He don't want no puffed up man. He don't want no puffed up woman either. You always talking you what? No, you should usurp your authority to a man. You should usurp your authority under y'all either. We all supposed to be humble before our Father.
Oh yeah.
Seeking his will for us on a daily basis, all day. And our last verse for the night, he said, and her gates. He said, Judah mourns and her gates languish. They sit on the ground in mourning, and the cry of Jerusalem has ascended up to what? It ascended me to go up into the ears of Yah. Like I told you, this was going to happen because you won't listen to me. Now I hear your cry when that could have been avoided. Lamentation. Crying out to the Most High. I got a whole chapter of lamentation. 1 and 4 say the roads of Zion are in mourning, because no one comes to what? The appointed feast. All her gates are desolate. Yes, in mourning, because ain't nobody there left to go to a feast. Because y'all done scattered everybody. He said, all her gates are desolate. Her priests are groaning. Her virgins, what? Are afflicted. And she herself is bitter. Israel is bitter. The whole house is bitter. But one thing about chastisement, and this, I'm going to say this in closing, chastisement either going to make you better or it's going to make you bitter. Now you have to ask yourself, which one are you? Father, y'all, we thank you for the word tonight.
Yes.
As of always, you bring us your divine word. And you give us opportunity, Father, to know you through your word, because that's how we are cleansed through your word.
Yes.
And I just want to thank you tonight for another opportunity just to expound on and talk about the greatness of your word and your righteousness and your righteous judging. Father, I pray for all of us. I pray for Israel. I pray for myself. I pray that we'll hear your voice. I pray that when we hear, we will heed. I pray that we will even pray to hear your voice. We'll not hear your voice. That we will pray that you will open our ears that we can hear again. Open our eyes, Father, that we can see again. Loose our tongue that we can speak your word with truth again. Purify our thoughts. Remember us, y'all. Remember us. Remember your word that you will cleanse us, and you will heal us, that you will purify us. You said you got 1/3. You have a remnant. Father, I pray that we are part of the remnant this very night. Those who are watching, those who will come by this broadcast, I pray, Father, and those that keep afflicted and going against this channel, Father, I pray against those. I set them in your seat of judgment and let you take care of them. Father, let your will be done. And we thank you on this beautiful Shabbat again. With that, we're going to say Hameen and Shabbat Shalom. Saints of the Most High, we'll be back on tomorrow at 4:30 if Yahuwah say so.
Yes.